Good day. On November 27th and 28th, the following rumors, gossip, insiders and opinions were discussed on the sidelines of the Ukrainian authorities. Opinion. Everyone began to quote the speech of German Chancellor Olaf Scholz at the party conference of the Social Democratic Party, where he stated that Russia not only should not win the war in Ukraine, but will not win it. He added that Germany would provide support to Ukraine as much as needed. The reason for this is very simple. Germany is entering a zone of social turbulence, austerity, rolling blackouts, rising prices, as well as the possible further withdrawal of industry, which leads to the fact that Berlin is turning from a leader into a puppet. This greatly worries the Germans, who are used to seeing their country strong, enjoying the benefits of civilization and living well. So Scholz has no choice but to try to shift the focus to the military case, supposedly the struggle for democracy and freedom. In reality, he is simply saving his political skin. Whether he succeeds or not, time will tell. But Germany is definitely losing its superiority and advantage. This is what happens to the once leading states when weaklings come to power. Gossip. Gossip spread that the West put pressure on the office of the President of Ukraine in the case of an offensive in the Luhansk and Zaporozhye regions. The West argues the need for an offensive by the fact that the active combat phase will distract the masses from the deteriorating socio-economic situation in the country. The functionaries of the office of the President themselves understand that if there is a fading of the war now, this will increase the degree and activity of the internal political case. There will be new protests, which will gradually lower Zelensky's rating. Also, Western partners need a constantly heated conflict, on which all the problems in their countries can be pushed. For many corporations, this is a trump card for windfall profits. The fact that thousands of Ukrainians will die in a new offensive, and Ukraine will be even more destroyed, does not bother anyone. Inside. MI6 has relayed intelligence to the office of the President that the Kremlin is prepared to destroy Ukraine's entire strategic infrastructure if the negotiation process does not resume this year. British intelligence advises the office of the President to prepare for a complete blackout of Ukraine in order to minimize the consequences. Rumors. Layout. Our source among Ukrainian political technologists reports that now a huge demand for peace has formed in society. Approximate niche from 35 to 53%. And every day it grows. Everything depends on the formula of the world, and so on. But all this audience needs a truce, that is, at least, so as not to shoot, freezing the conflict. Now many have begun to look for a beautiful formula for political forces in the 2023 elections. By the way, there is an option that the office of the President also considered this option, to give people a truce peace, but so far it has been postponed until the spring-summer of 2023. Now it is unprofitable to stop active hostilities, since Zelensky's rating will immediately collapse. Forecast. The demand for peace by the time of the elections may reach 70%, and in the October elections in 2023, many parties will use the symbiosis of the army and peace in their programs. Gossip. The Minister of Internal Affairs of Ukraine said that at the time of the energy crisis, the number of cases of domestic violence increased. But he kept silent that the number of thefts, looting, lawlessness has increased, as well as about the flourishing of the drug trade. The number of accidents is also on the rise. Ukraine is plunged into constant chaos. What next? No one even wants to think, because there is no hope for the best yet. Rumors. The source reports that experts have begun to record a decrease in the involvement of the population of Ukraine in the military case. People mostly learn general news and stop responding to regular shelling out there on the front line. This indicates a huge fatigue of the society. This is only the end of November, and then the apathy among the masses will increase. It will be necessary to warm up the interest again. How the functionaries will try to do it, time will tell. But the war will continue, as will the chaos. Kyiv Mayor Vitaly Klitschko assesses the real risks of a possible blackout in the capital and states the need to be prepared for evacuation. In an interview with RBC Ukraine, he said that he urged residents of the Ukrainian capital to be prepared for the blackouts to continue until spring, and also does not rule out a partial evacuation. Rumors. The office of the President of Ukraine is preparing the new year offensive of the armed forces of Ukraine. Zelensky needs a victorious information background by December 31st, so that in his New Year's greetings to the people, to continue to convince the society that we must endure, the overcome is already close. Backstage rumors. Rumors circulated on the sidelines that Zelensky's next PR move about the points of inviolability failed. On the network they are heavily trolled, indicating that these are points of mediocrity. Now they will include Plan B, criticize the city authorities and everything, which failed Zelensky's brilliant idea. Opinion. An extremely unpleasant situation has developed with Energodar. The public component of the impending surrender of the city began to hurt Russia painfully, This forces even the eternally ignorant Peskov to comment on the situation. In turn, the office of the President of Ukraine begins to make statements that this will happen in any case, and under any case, unobtrusively alluding to the shelling of the station. All this suggests one thing: one side, RF, will try to bargain for more, the second, Ukraine, will try to blackmail the shooting of the station to remain within the framework of the previous agreements. Backstage rumors. There were rumors on the sidelines that the conflict between the local authorities and the office of the President is growing stronger. This is due to the fact that there is less and less money on the ground, and Bankovaya pushes more and more problems onto the shoulders of city budgets. Already now, many mayors are no longer silent, but are beginning to play their political role, even urging people to leave large cities that have every chance of turning into an ice-stone jungle. The functionaries of the office of the President consider this alarmism and urge people not to boil over and trust the authorities, which will decide everything. Gossip. China is becoming a top topic in the information space. The Ukrainian crisis ceases to interest the masses, yielding even to football matches. At the same time, the Western press continues to dig under the corruption scheme of the Ukrainian authorities and the sale of weapons on the black market. In the future, these cases can become a threat and turn many of today's heroes of Ukrainian and world politics into international corrupt officials. Rumors. If anyone did not know, then Ukraine continues to sell electricity to Moldova and the EU. Now new capacities are being introduced, but they do not work for the domestic market, but for the external one, since the price tag there is 10 times higher and there is a shortage there. See you soon.